My journey started in London. The first African trading ship I boarded was not a slave ship. The Lively had arrived from Africa with a cargo of ivory, beeswax, palm oil, pepper, and beautifully woven and dyed cloth. I soon realized that many of the goods had been produced by skilled craftsmen and was horrified to think that these people might be made slaves. I bought samples of everything and added to this collection over the following years. I kept these products in a small chest and used the contents to challenge the negative views about the African way of life held by many British people at the time. My aim was also to show that Britain could carry on a more profitable trade with African goods other than human beings.
In the late 1780s, Africa had woods, gum, cinnamon, tobacco, cotton, looms and spindles, rice, and other grain available to trade. As you can see, Africa had a very bright future ahead of it, but we destroyed it by having slave trade come there.
In the west of Africa, the Kingdom of Ghana was a very vast empire that spread across an area the size of Western Europe. Between the 9th and 13th centuries, it traded in gold, salt, and copper. It was like a medieval European empire with a collection of powerful local rulers, controlled by one king or emperor. Ghana was highly advanced and prosperous. It is said that the Ghanaian ruler had an army of 200,000 men. Benin. The kingdoms of Benin and Ife were led by the Yoruba people and sprang up between the 11th and 12th centuries. Studies of the Benin kingdom show that the people were highly skilled in ivory, carving, pottery, rope, and gum production.
Mali. From the 13th to the 15th centuries, the Kingdom of Mali spread across much of West and Northeast Africa. At its largest, the kingdom was 2,000 kilometers wide, and there was an organized trade with gold dust and agricultural produce being exported north. Mali reached its peak in the 14th century. Cowrie shells were used as a form of currency, and gold, salt, and copper were traded. Songhai. Between the 1450 and the 1550, the Songhai kingdom grew very powerful and prosperous. It had a well-organized system of government. The kingdom imported fabrics from Europe, and it had a developed currency. Timbuktu became one of the most important places in the world. Libraries and universities were built, and it became the meeting places for poets, scholars, and artists from other parts of Africa and the Middle East. As you can see, Africa had a very bright future before we brought in the slave trade. We could have traded them with other things such as the beeswax, copper, gold. However, we chose to trade human beings. I think that this is inappropriate and it should never have happened.